I try to be objective with all of my sports coverage, and listen, Jacy Sheldon objectively should be suspended for this play. I just don't know in what world, in what universe you watch that play back and you go, that was a basketball play. She was trying to make a basketball move, especially with all the angles of this play.
Women's basketball's most valuable player and the league's biggest draw, Caitlin Clark, was the subject of a vicious and careless play by Jacy Sheldon that caused an uproar that is deafening and frustration to boil over throughout the WNBA cosmos. What appeared to be a flagrant attack has now caused a wave of outrage, and supporters are demanding the one thing that might actually make a difference: financial punishment. If you agree that Sheldon should suspend her comment, let's go. Sheldon was obviously targeting Caitlin Clark for the majority of this game, and that is because she guarded her in one-on-one situations a lot up the court, and then rolled into a lot of doubles in the half-court. However, there was a lot of chattering and chirping throughout the game, and for me, it was punctuated by her last play before leaving the game, in which she essentially stares Jacy Sheldon down, demonstrating that she is saying, "If you poke me in my eye, I will shoot it in yours." She also crosses her favorite spot, where the free throw line extends from the big U3 logo area to Jacy Sheldon, who yells at the Connecticut bench and the crowd. The outrage is spreading like wildfire, taking over sports forums with hashtags like "Ban Jacy Sheldon" trending in real time. If the officials do not stand up and protect the players, fans are demanding a suspension, not just a smack on the wrist, but a real, career-checking, wallet-emptying punishment that sends a crystal-clear message to the rest of the league. When Caitlin Clark is on the court, her opponents act as though they have been booked for a main event brawl. The WNBA is doing nothing about it. Instead of playing ball, they are strategically ambushing her and attempting to injure her. Sophie brings calm, and what she did last night is totally legitimate. The moment that rekindled this firestorm occurred during a supposedly routine game between the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever, but it turned into yet another horrific chapter in the story of Caitlin Clark being systematically targeted, and this time the incident was so blatantly obscene that even the most casual fans couldn't ignore it. Jacy Sheldon and Clarking. If you have heard, there is a real hostility there. The Ohio State team of 2023 detested the Iowa squad, and Jacy Sheldon was Caitlin Clark's direct opponent in these games. As I tweeted, "Forget Angel, forget Dane. This is the only real rival of Caitlin Clark." Jacy Sheldon didn't just reach in on defense, she lunged and jabbed her fingers directly into Caitlin Clark's eye with surgical malice, grinning like she just won a carnival prize. The smirk afterward sent chills through fans everywhere. This wasn't a clumsy reach-in, this wasn't hustle gone wrong, this was targeted, deliberate, and carried out against the single player who's carrying the league on her back right now. Funny thing about that whole Caitlin and Jacy situation last night is it's like on a if you know thing. These two been running a friendly fade on the court for like the last 4 years they played in college, had great battles, so I'm not surprised last night happened, and it didn't stop there as Clark stumbled and reeled from the eye poke. Sheldon continued her attack, grabbing Clark's arm and digging her nails in a cheap shot with no basketball value, no intention of going for the ball, and just when it looked like things couldn't get worse, here came Marina Maberry from behind, using the moment to blindside Clark with a shove that sent her crashing to the hardwood. And where were the refs in all of this, watching, blinking, sipping invisible tea like nothing happened? Oh, you know what, I'm just going to be myself. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots and making sure I'm executing the schemes correctly. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates because that's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good. Within hours, Sheldon's social media was buried under a wave of criticism, and the internet was ablaze with calls for suspensions, fines, and bans. Some were upset, while others were devastated, but everyone agreed that something had to be done. Sheldon wasn't being treated like a fierce competitor, she was being called out as a bitter agitator who had no business targeting the face of the league with dirty plays. Look at it from behind or from the side, it's so obvious that she straight up leapt out towards Caitlin and got her right in the eye. And the more I try and watch it back and you try to be objective, there is no world where this was a basketball play. And yes, she was playing tough defense on Caitlin up until that point, but she leapt forward, and it's not like it's defensible where you can say she tried to get the ball because her hand at that point was so far away from where the ball was. It's not like Caitlin was dribbling the ball up near her face. How she was not ejected for this, I don't know. The broadcast was talking about it, and that's why Sophie Cunningham even had the opportunity to hard foul her at the end. I don't know what you do, but the league's got to do something. Mainstream media even jumped in late night. Hosts and sports personalities couldn't ignore it either. Jimmy Fallon took a break from jokes to send a serious message on national television: protect Caitlin Clark at all costs, enough is enough. Meanwhile, Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports torched the Connecticut duo branding Sheldon and Mabry as jealous loser punks who should be playing rec league ball, not sharing a professional court with someone like Clark. That level of heat doesn't come unless the public sees something deeply wrong, and they did. We'd stop the fighting. He thought they meant the WNBA. What is going on? What the protect Caitlin Clark at all costs? Please, enough of this, please. But to understand why this moment hit such a nerve, you have to understand what Caitlin Clark means to the WNBA. She isn't just a star, she's the economic engine powering the league's growth, according to Dr. Ryan Brewer, a finance expert from Indiana University, Columbus. During her first season, Clark was in charge of an astounding 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity, which is more than 25% of the league's income generated by a single player who, incidentally, was only earning $76,535. That's crazy. According to Brewer, Clark is expected to bring in nearly $1 billion for the WNBA in 2025 alone. That's not a typo, that's not marketing gimmick, that's a billion-dollar impact, and it makes her possibly the most significant player in women's basketball history. So the notion that she is being singled out and left unprotected every night isn't just incorrect. It's business misconduct, and it's crazy. Listen, Caitlin Clark should be brought to the NBA immediately because the referees won't defend her. She only has one teammate, and that's her, who will take action. For example, yesterday's Malice in the Palace activity called for it, and you guys should have been throwing hands everywhere. How does one get poked in the eye, then thrown to the ground, and then receive a technical foul? Don't any of your teammates want to step up and fight?